Welcome to our webinar, What to Expect at Red Raider Orientation. We are so excited to have all of you joining us today. My name is Christine Self, and I'm with Parent and Family Relations, and joining me is Fabiola Hernandez from Orientation Services. This webinar is part of our Red Raider Family webinar series, where we share information on topics of interest to parents, families, and supporters of our students. We hope this webinar will help you get prepared to attend Red Raider Orientation with your students this summer and learn what to bring and what to expect. We will share some information about next steps, but this webinar primarily focuses on attending Red Raider orientation. Don't worry, there are other webinars focusing on topics like financial aid and tuition billing, living on campus, campus safety, and others planned this summer. We plan to keep the webinar to about 30 minutes or so. If there's time at the end, we'll open it up for questions using the Zoom Q&A feature. In the meantime, feel free to type in your questions throughout the presentation because we have some great folks working behind the scenes to get those answered for you. We are recording this session and posting it and the slides to our website so that you can review them again later or share with others. We'll also email the recording link to the email you used when you registered for the webinar. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, let's begin. Fabiola, tell us a little bit about what orientation is.
Yes, hello everybody. I am Fabiola. We're with Orientation Services. First of all, thank you all for joining in and listening to our webinar, Everything What to Expect at Red River Orientation. So orientation, this is where you are going to get, your student will receive all of the resources, everything that they need to know to be successful at Texas Tech as a student. And so you as a parent wanting to know as they're leaving home, that you're wanting to get them prepared and being successful, you're able to attend to be able to get that information from the resources and all of the different colleges and departments that will be attending at orientation.
Wonderful. And if we could talk just a little bit about, what students should do before coming to orientation.
Okay, so a couple of things that they do need to take care of. Removing holds, so I'll kind of go down this list. Any holds that they are seeing on their admitted student task list, make sure they get those taken care of. That will make it an easier process for them whenever they're getting ready to register for their courses at orientation. So there may be a housing hold that they're seeing on there. The academic orientation hold will be removed until after they attend their in-person session and they've completed their modules. I'll talk about the modules in a little bit, but making sure all of those are all cleared and removed so that they have a pretty good, easy registration process. Making sure that they are checking their Texas Tech email. This is where all of the information is going to be sent to them. So if they're having a little bit of trouble logging in, getting help with any of their password, they can always contact our IT department. They can help them with all of that. So just making sure they don't miss any information because they're starting to get all of that communication to their Texas Tech email versus their personal email. Completing their online modules. So those modules are online. They can access those. You can either go to our website, Orientation Services. You'll see a big red button on there that says complete modules. But this is all information that kind of prepares them a little bit as they're coming into their in-person session where they can complete those. Those are going to take about 60 to 90 minutes online for them to get through those. Those are good resources that they can always also go back on and log on at any time.
Wonderful. And then, oops, I went too far ahead. Also, you as parents, family members, and supporters have a little bit of stuff to do before you attend. So one thing we really want you to make sure that you've done, if you haven't already, is join the Red Raider Family Network. And so that will allow you to receive a monthly email newsletter from Parent and Family Relations. We keep these very informative and based on kind of the time that you need the information. You also can log in and see different posts that are tailored to you. You'll have the opportunity once you join and once your student attends orientation to join specific communities based on your interest, including your student's college. And this will be the network that you will use to request access to student records for your student once they're enrolled. So it serves as our FERPA portal, which you'll learn more about at orientation. So make sure that you're part of that Red Raider Family Network to keep you informed. All right, so getting into orientation, guest fees. So Fabiola, can you tell us a little bit about that, what it covers, so that parents know what to expect?
Yeah, so any guest, if you're planning on attending orientation, we highly encourage you to go ahead and go in and register for that. Right now, we are with record enrollment for this class that is coming in. So if you are planning on coming, make sure to register. However, keep in mind that guest registration fee is non-refundable. So kind of just planning as your session is coming this summer. That guest registration fee covers the programming. We do have dinner, a fajita dinner on day one, and then breakfast the next morning. You'll also receive an exclusive Texas Tech t-shirt that we have for this orientation session for all of those guests. And then we also host a parent and family social that we'll talk a little bit about here later on. Includes parking as well and anything technological costs as well. So those are all in there. Your guest, if they're 8 years or older, there is that $75 fee for every registered guest online. Any children 7 and under, they are able to come in and for free.
Wonderful. And then I know that folks will get a schedule when they get to orientation, but can you give us some schedule highlights?
Yeah, so something to plan for as you're coming in, making your way over here, flying if you're driving. So check-in on day one does start at 10 a.m. So that's something to prepare for. We are going to send, our schedule is live on our website that you can kind of go in and look at what to expect for day one, day two, when all of that ends. But just knowing to prepare, day one, we start at 10 a.m. for check-in. Parking, you'll also receive an email closer to your session where you're able to register your vehicle and guiding you to where parking will be. Check-in will be at the student union building. You'll see all of us in there. We have all of our orientation crew that will be available to help you and guide you where you'll be throughout the whole orientation session. So we'll start off in the morning as everybody's coming in and registering, making sure that those students, if they didn't quite take care of their holds prior to coming into orientation, they can go and talk to those offices and seeing what they're needing, what they need to take care of before the day begins. And then, of course, we host our welcome. We have bringing all of our new Red Raiders and their families, host a welcome session. We go into a presentation, and then we do guide all of the students within their major to their college sessions. So again, throughout the day, we're going to be making sure that we're guiding you where you need to be, making sure that you don't get lost around campus. Then we're going to also have a campus resource fair. This resource fair is going to be available where you can go in and talk to those different departments, what resources are available to your student while they're, sorry, while they're here at Texas Tech. Um, we'll also have some breakout sessions, so you'll have the opportunity to talk to financial aid, the student business office. If your student is a first generation student, they're also able to get what resources we have for them here. If they're interested in going to study abroad, those are the different sessions that they can also attend. And then later on, day one to finish off, we'll have that fajita dinner. If you're a registered guest, you are going to receive some tickets that you can use that ticket to go in and get your fajita dinner. If you're not registered, you can purchase the meal at the door at the Student Union building for you to be able to get that fajita dinner. So don't worry, if you don't have that ticket, you'll have an opportunity to pay at the door as well. And then in the evening, we want to provide an opportunity for our parents, you all to kind of mingle together, come together as you're meeting other parents, and just an opportunity to relax as well. There's going to be a lot of information that you'll be taking in. So we'll have that parent and family social in the evening for you to get to relax. You'll receive, if you're a registered guest, you'll receive a voucher to get any kind of beverage while you're there. So again, allowing that opportunity as you families are coming in and getting to meet others that are in the same spot as you are.
Wonderful. That's a big day one. What about day two?
So day two, we start a little bit earlier. This is like the official when they are going to be registering for classes. So day one will start in the morning. 7:45, the ballroom, the door is open. We'll have breakfast. Then we'll also have a presentation welcome. In your schedule, you'll be able to see all of the locations. So with that first welcome, then all of the academic advising, it does vary by college. Like I said, we will guide you to where you need to be for those sessions, so you'll have an idea of where to expect. Then later on at the day, you will have one stop and residential tour. So at 10 a.m. to noon, you'll also then get to have those one-on-one meetings with financial aid, student business services, and if you are needing any kind of the military benefits. Then at 11 a.m., this is our closing. Your student will have an opportunity to go out to the Jones Stadium, have their first official picture as a Red Raider. And so you'll be able to go out there. After that, if you want to do a tour of the library, those are also going to be available. So day two, just kind of planning your day. Don't plan to leave before 2 p.m., just depending on everything that you do need to take care of. Obviously, while you're here, if you're coming from far away, get everything, talk to those offices, ask those questions. So by 2 p.m., you should be all good. You might get done a little bit earlier if your student has taken care of everything, anything that they need. But just thinking about scheduling wise, driving, flights, all of that, planning to leave not before 2 p.m.
Wonderful. Now, for those of us who like a visual, this is a map of the kind of southeast corner of campus that kind of shows you where most things are, especially when orientation gets started. So you can see on your screen here, we've got the Student Union building marked for you. This is where the welcome session will begin. This is where things kind of get started. You can also see down at the bottom of the screen, the Hewlin, Clement, and Wall Gates residence halls and a big red circle that says Z3 parking. This is where you'll park for Red Raider orientation. And then over in the corner, you'll see Mackenzie Murcutt Alumni Center. This is where the parent and family social will be on the evening of day one. So this is kind of, all of this stuff is within walking distance, right? And so this is kind of where everything kind of branches off from when you come to Red Raider orientation. And you do want to make sure that you're parked in the right place. And so I'm going to ask Fabiola to speak a little bit more about specifically parking during orientation.
So again, parking, your student and any registered guest will receive this email for you to go in and register your vehicle as you're coming in. If you're flying and then you do receive a rental car, you can also register that rental car while you're here on campus. Just making sure that you don't park in any other areas across campus. We have that map for you. Even whenever you show up to campus, you kind of just find a spot, check in and get registered with us and you're not quite sure where you need to be, again, we'll guide you on that. And then we do have the accessibility parking, the permits. If you have those, we do have those available across campus, making sure that you do have those proper license plate or any of the plaques.
Awesome. And then a lot of times families want to ask, what do we bring to orientation? So if you can speak to what students should plan on bringing.
So for those, whenever you show up, you'll be able to take your photo ID. And so to be able to pick that up, your student will need a government issued ID. So making sure that they do bring that with them. We do recommend it for them to bring a laptop or tablet for course registration. It is not required, like we'll be able to have that on those colleges, but just to kind of prep, logging on to the portal and what that class registration looks like. That will be really helpful as well. Students will have the opportunity to stay on campus at orientation. So if they're planning on staying, when they check in, they will then be able to receive a key to that dorm. And so thinking about what to bring for that, since they will be staying overnight, any kind of bedding, towel, toiletries, all of that. Knowing the mattresses in the dorms, they are twin XL sheets. So if you want to bring those and have them ready. Some students I've found that they kind of just end up bringing a sleeping bag, that works too, but any kind of toiletries for them to stay the night. And then at the night of the rec, they'll be able to go, if they want to go swim, go work out, play basketball, just kind of some athletic wear. Something to know that we will be doing a lot of walking. So making sure that they do bring good walking shoes across campus, something that is going to be pretty comfortable for them, and you as a parent. So those are a couple of things that for them to bring. I'll let you talk a little bit more about what guests can expect to bring.
Absolutely. So you might want to have with you, if you would want to take advantage of the individual meetings with financial aid or maybe our military and veterans program office, it might be helpful to bring along some of those documents that you might need to discuss with them to, figure out your students' financial aid or maybe military benefits. We already mentioned casual, comfortable clothing and shoes. There is going to be a lot of walking, especially depending on what college your student is enrolling in. Lots of opportunities for walking around our beautiful campus. So keep that in mind. Comfortable shoes. It's not time for the cute heels, right? So also it's going to be hot. It's Texas summer. It can be very hot here in Lubbock, just like anywhere else in the state. However, it's a good idea to maybe bring along a little cardigan or maybe a light jacket because sometimes our meeting rooms can be very cold. The air conditioner sometimes overcompensates for the heat outside. So just want to put that in mind if you're the kind of person that maybe gets a little bit chilly under air conditioning. And then just something to keep in mind too, the meals that are included in orientation are one thing, but if you need to purchase something, maybe your student needs some extra snacks, or maybe you're wanting some Starbucks or something while you're on campus, just note that our dining locations are cashless. So make sure to bring a debit or credit card to pay for any of those things. There are also restaurants along University Avenue right next to campus if you want to, branch out into the community a little bit and try some local restaurants as well. All right, so a lot of times families ask the question, am I always going to be with my student at orientation? So Fabiola, if you could speak to just a little bit about what that might look like.
Yeah, so for orientation, you will be with your student, however, not the whole time. This is kind of the beginning of letting go a little bit. We will have some sessions that are for guests only, and then some students that are for students only. So this is an opportunity again for students to be able to meet all other students that are coming in. And so at times you'll obviously start together with the welcome, but throughout the day you'll be separated. Just kind of depending on those sessions that you do decide to attend. Whenever students are meeting with their academic advisors during course registration, it will be the student only. So kind of prepare for that. Any questions that you may have as a parent, starting to prep them on what to ask as they're going into course registration, because parents will not be able to be in through that process. So if you're knowing that your student may not know what to ask, so just encourage them to have that list before they go into course registration. The parent and family members, some of them, again, it does vary by college. So just kind of like knowing that your student may or may not be with you during that time. Something to expect. So the Red Raider orientation fee, you will not be paying that fee upfront whenever you register for orientation. That Red Raider orientation fee is going to be added onto their first tuition bill that they'll see in August. So thinking about that, that's not anything that you'll be paying for except that guest registration fee.
And then tuition and billing, right? You don't have to pay that at orientation. Sometimes families are concerned about that. And so you don't need to pay tuition at orientation. Your student will get a bill. They'll start mailing those out in July. So don't worry about having to pay the bill right after your student registers for classes. And then I've noticed a bunch of questions in the Q&A about Red Raider Camp. So can you talk to us about how Red Raider Camp works and what that's like for families as well as students?
Yeah, so Red Raider Camp is the hype, the excitement. This is where students have the opportunity to get to meet others that are coming in. So Red Raider Camp, Red Raider orientation. I did see a question if Red Raider orientation is required. Orientation is required for every single student that is coming to our Lubbock campus. So just keeping that in mind, if your student hasn't registered, make sure they register as soon as possible. But with camp, if they are selecting that combined session, they'll start off here in the week, Thursday, Friday, and then check in later on in the evening on Friday. They'll stay on campus Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If they're staying on campus while they are at orientation, they will still stay in that same room. They won't need to check out on day two because they're staying the whole weekend for Red Raider camp. I also saw a question about parents asking about if they stay on campus. No, this is only the student. The student is the only one that will be able to stay on campus. So this is for Red Raider Camp. This is an opportunity for them to experience a little bit more about what Texas Tech is, our traditions, having fun, getting them. Uh, Maybe they're going to meet their future roommate, but whenever while your student is attending Red Raider Camp, we provide kind of suggestions, things that you are able to do because camp is for students only. So then you'll be staying over the weekend. This is an opportunity for you to explore Lubbock a little bit. We give you a little bit of suggestions of where to go eat, what you can do, just to explore. But spots for Red Raider Camp are limited. So making sure that if they are registered, for camp, there is a fee with Raider Camp. So if they are wanting to register, please make sure that they're able to pay that fee again with enrollment and where we are with our numbers, making sure that they pay that camp fee as they register. This fee will not be a separate from orientation.
Right. And then as a parent or family, we just really encourage you not to leave orientation without doing these things. So first of all, you're going to have plenty of opportunity to ask questions. You're in town, you're on campus, you're meeting some of the faculty and staff that support your students. Every one of them will be more than willing to answer your questions. So make sure that you take time to do that. Make sure that you connect with the parent and family relations staff. We have a team of 4 folks that you'll meet during orientation. We will be at the Red Raider family session on day 1, so you'll see us there. We'll also be at the family social on day 1, and we'll be at the One Stop on day 2. So please connect with us. We're your office on campus to, help you navigate being a college parent here at Texas Tech. So make sure you connect with us. And then you'll also be, having opportunities to meet other families who are maybe there from your own hometown. You didn't even know they were coming to Texas Tech, or families whose students are in the same major as yours. You'll be going off to the colleges a couple of times for, the college welcome. You'll also be going over to the colleges on day 2 while your students there for advising. So meet the other families that are there and make those connections with them, as well, of course, as the parent and family social opportunity. So you'll get to meet other parents who are in the same boat as you while you're at orientation. So make sure that you do those things. And then going to see about, just some last minute kind of reminders here for students, Fabiola.
Okay, so again, the biggest thing, all of the information that they are starting to receive is to their Texas Tech email. So encourage them to check that daily, just so to make sure that they're not missing anything, any kind of deadline that may be approaching for any other colleges or departments. And then housing advising. So just making sure they're always checking their Texas Tech email. Those are really good a good resource for them. But you can talk a little bit about the Red Raider Family Network.
Yeah, just another last minute reminder, make sure you're part of that Red Raider Family Network. We'll be sending out information directly, for parents and families whose students are registered for orientation with some, last minute things and reminders and tips from other families on attending, as well as, it's just a great place to get information. And then, at some point, you can also use it to request access to your students' records. Now, they'll have to approve it, of course. And again, you'll learn more about that process during orientation. So make sure you're a part of it and ready to go when you arrive. And then some next steps for parents and families. We have our website there listed on the screen for you. It's also been placed in the chat. Take a look at that website. Make sure you're kind of familiar with some of the things on it. We have lots of resources there for you. Again, things that are important to you as parents and families. Make sure you follow us on social media. Our handle for Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube is simply TTUPFR. So you can find us and follow us on those platforms. Sometimes things don't make it in the newsletter, but we want to make sure and highlight them on our social media. There's also lots of fun posts on there, especially on our Instagram, about what campus life is like that you'll want to see. And then again, we've got many more webinars upcoming. I'll share some of the next 3 that are coming up soon. But we use this, since most of our families are not here in Lubbock, we really share information with you via this format. So there's lots of topics that you can do deep dives on with us and other campus experts. We encourage you to do that. I think I've said it a million times. So again, log into that Red Raider Family Network. And then another really important thing to note is Family Weekend is coming up September 25th through 27th. We'd love for you to come visit. It's the 90th anniversary of this event on our campus, and we're very excited. This year's going to be really fun. So make your plans to attend. If you haven't booked a hotel room for that weekend already, now is time. Those hotel rooms do sell out. We'll have information about how to purchase football tickets for that weekend coming very soon in that Red Raider Family Network. So make sure that you, again, log in often, and you'll see that information. And then how about next steps for students here? We've got fall tech in. So that's our way of saying move in. So that will be happening. Students will receive an email from housing if they're going to be living on campus about the time slot that they need to fill out to pick what time they're going to move in. So again, this is just another one of those reminders for students to check their tech email. Pardon me. And then can you talk about Raider Welcome?
Yeah, so Raider Welcome, this is an opportunity for students to get a little bit more involved on campus. There is a week-long activities and events that are all happening. This happens August 20th through 30th. This is all whenever Tech-In happens. So just again, another opportunity for them to get involved, see what student organization they want to be a part of, different events. There's always going to be something going on for them. We really encourage them to attend this Raider Welcome Week to kind of get themselves familiarized with the campus and everything else.
Awesome. And then what if families need more information about orientation?
Yeah, so right now, send us an email. We are always monitoring our inbox. So if you do have any questions, we'll stay on here a little bit for any of those questions, but any specific question that you may be receiving from your student, those questions, we can help answer those. You can always give us a call. Our office, we are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. So you can just give us a call and we'll get those questions answered. The student, if they are specific student related questions, just make sure that the student is giving us that phone call, or if they are there with you, we need to have that the student available for those specific questions.
Sorry, I don't know what happened to our screen share just now. Something happened. But anyway, we are out of time, so I apologize for that. But we do have your questions as you put in the Q&A that we are going to continue to stay online and answer those for you. Pardon me. So keep those questions coming. We are going to end the recording here in just a second and get to your questions. So Want to thank Fabiola and thanks everyone who's behind the scenes typing answers to questions. And thank all of you for being with us today. We'll be following up with an email a little bit later with the link to the recording as well as the slides. So those of you who've been asking about slides, you will definitely get those. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Hi, thank you.